James G. Reptile / James G. Reptiles, whichever you want to refer to it as. Today we're going to be talking about shipping. First, I'd like to say a special thank you to the Ship Your Reptiles team. I've been shipping with Ship Your Reptiles for a very long time. Got their little logo right there. They've always been very helpful. If you ever have any questions, any needs, any concerns, they're there to help, and they're very prompt. The way I like to ship. The one thing I did to actually kind of understand what happens during shipping is I started using digital thermometers during experimentation, where I would take a digital thermometer, put it in a cup that I'd normally have an animal in, use the gel packs here and heat packs, and then pack them up and see what happens during if the box is left outside in the elements. And so right now I'm talking about shipping during cold conditions. And this is also going to apply from shipping from cold to hot and from hot to cold climates. And what you can do to, address these kind of shipping situations. Because some people are worried, like, well, if I'm shipping from somewhere where it's 35 degrees and I'm shipping to somewhere where it's like going to be like in the 80s, how do I do that without getting the animal too cold or too hot? And it's also going to depend on the species you're shipping to. I'm mainly shipping Western hognose-snakes, which are very cold tolerant and very heat tolerant too. If you're shipping something like a Rhacodactylus, these methods can actually be very helpful as well. Rhacodactylus can't get very hot. And so if I was to ship a Rhacodactylus, I'd be a little more wary of the temperatures that I'm shipping in, and I'd use a lot of gel packs. And the reason I like to use gel packs is they're very dense, they absorb heat, and they also can retain heat to a degree, and they're going to take a long time inside one of these insulated boxes. If you have 1 or 2 gel packs and a heat pack, those gel packs are going to be absorbing some heat and then also keeping the inside temperature of your insulated box stable, because these are acting as a cooler. And if you have a cooler and let's say it's empty and there's really nothing in it but just a little bit of ice, well, it's going to get warm pretty quick. And if you had a heat pack in there with not much material in there to hold that heat in, the heat's just kind of going to go anywhere and dissipate. And so now these aren't the perfect insulation units because they are breathable, which you do want your boxes to be breathable because we're shipping living animals in these. But you definitely, it's very helpful, again, to have these gel packs because it helps retain and keep adequate temperatures and just really keeps more like neutral and stable temperatures. Because again, these are just so good at holding heat, retaining heat. And then if the heat does kind of go out, they take a little while to cool off, or even warm up if they end up in a warm climate. And I also have phase 22 packs here, also known as cryo packs. These actually heat up. So when you put them in like this, when they're liquid, when they're warm, and if this cryo pack gets cold, it actually starts to turn into a solid, and as the molecules are turning into a solid, they're actually releasing heat. And so they're an additional heat source. And when it comes to heat packs, I like to use 40 hours and 60-hour heat packs. And I use these in the case of delays. So if you have a shipment and it gets delayed for 2 days and you have it packed really well, you can be very comfortable and assured knowing that your animal is going to be safe if it does take 2 days to arrive. During the winter, I prefer to ship to hubs just for reducing the chances of delays. And again, if there are delays, which are rare, you can always contact Ship Your Reptiles, and they're very happy to assist you. What I had, the question for them was what happens during these delays? And a lot of times the animals are actually in a ship center or in a warehouse. So they're actually not completely exposed to the elements. So you can be rest assured that they're going to be most likely okay, especially if you have them packed really well. What we're going to be doing is actually experimenting and showing you how I actually do these experiments and see what actually happens. And we're going to do one box with just a heat pack on the top of the lid with no additional gel packs. Then we're going to do heat pack on the side with gel packs and insulation. Heat pack on the side, no gel packs. And then we're going to do a 60-hour over here with a gel pack and everything. And we're going to leave them outside in temperatures that are in the 30s. They're going to be exposed to temperatures that would be highly unlikely. Because again, they're not outside for extended periods of times. They're going from trucks to ship centers to cargo planes and everything, so they're not always exposed directly to the elements. And again, this is more during the colder months of the year. I'm in Ohio, so this is like 80% of the time. Not really, but close. So what we're going to be doing here is, got our 40-hour heat pack. Hold on, I'm doing that a little off screen there. Put this on the side, and I'm going to show you here what I'm doing. I actually like to drop this down a bit. The thing is, a lot of people like to put the heat pack right on top of the lid, but with these deeper boxes, you know, heat rises, and if you have a lot of insulation there, a lot of times there isn't much heat getting down towards the bottom of the box. Now, I do like to put heat packs on the top of the lid too sometimes, but that's more in conditions where the lows really aren't getting that cold. Like, say the hub and the destination I'm shipping to and the destination or the point of where I'm shipping from, the lows are all in like around like 48 to say 55, 57 degrees. It's not really that important. You have a lot of, you know, heat being closer to the animal. And now this heat pack probably looks like it's a little too close, and it's not. And so we're going to put the cup down there, and the heat pack, if you can see, is dang near touching the cup. Just the bottom part of the heat pack. And I got my digital thermometer that we're going to be placing outside with this. Now, the one thing I do too sometimes is I actually add a little bit of insulation at the bottom of the box. So I'm going to do that with this one. Kind of ball that up, make a little nest down there. And again, so the top of the cup is right on the base edge of the heat pack. And so the heat's going to rise and it's going to go out more, and so it's not going to get your cup too hot. But we're not done, because there's more. It's like an infomercial. We got the gel packs, and the gel packs, again, they're going to help disperse the heat, retain the heat, and then also just kind of keep the overall temperature neutral in there. So now we got our gel pack right down in the side, and it's butted up, covering the heat pack. And we can even add an additional heat pack. And I'm putting these heat packs in at about like 75 degrees. And so I got a gel pack right across the top that's butted up in the one end against the heat pack there. And then the rest of it is all the way across. And then I got this gel pack here. And you can even add a third gel pack if you want to get really crazy. And again, these gel packs are so dense that they're not gonna heat up that much with the heat pack or with the heat being absorbed by them. There's going to be parts that kind of remain just a stable temperature. And again, this is just to kind of keep temperature stable. So it's going to have a hard time heating up the snake, and then also in cold conditions. And then also if it goes to a hot like environment, and let's say it gets stuck somewhere where it's 90 degrees, well, you got these extra gel packs that are going to have a very hard time, you know, being warmed up and causing the box to get too hot. And let's say you are shipping to an area where you suspect, like, oh, I'm shipping from somewhere where it's like 38 degrees. It's going to somewhere that's almost 90. You can just add more gel packs. These are Nordic gel packs. They're about $1.50. You can put a cryo pack in there too, but I really like the cryo packs for if you think that, here we got them here. Cryo pack, the Phase 22 pack. I use these more for like exports and shipments that are going to be taking like a few days, couple days to a few days. And like to during colder temperatures, because if the box does start to lose some heat, you know, these again will activate and they'll start to harden, and as the chemicals in this harden, it creates a reaction where it creates heat. And so now we got this one gel pack insanely, which isn't, again, these gel packs are a little over like $1 each, so go nuts with them. It's going to help really retain the temperature of the box. It's going to have a hard time, again, for the box to get hot. It's going to have a really hard time for the box to get cold, both, vice versa. So it's going to keep very neutral temperatures in there. Then we're going to put some paper on top, insulation. I use newspaper sometimes. I like to recycle. I get old newspapers. Some people are like, yeah, it doesn't look good. I like to recycle and stuff, so there we go. It's nice and nestled. There's no animal in the cup, but we got our digital thermometer because we're going to be putting this outside. There's a lid. There it is. So we get this all packed up here. And do I make air holes in the box? No. But I leave these little spots on the corner of the boxes a little exposed. So there is still some, you know, breathable air going in there. And the boxes are breathable. I don't like to put big holes in the side of a box because, again, then you're just letting about a bunch of outside, you know, air that could be, you know, extremely different temperatures, or temperatures that are more like, let's say if you ship somewhere and there's a big hole in the box and it's going somewhere it's 90 degrees, you got a bunch of 90-degree air going in there. If you ship somewhere and it goes outside for a short bit and it's somewhere where it's like in the like it's around 30 degrees, you got 30-degree air. So if you do air holes, I do a really small air hole, but I usually just leave the corners of these boxes exposed, and I do it like this. So, and then I put my shipping label here, and then I'd write, like, if there's one hognose here, one western hognose, heterodon nasicus. And this is going to be that. This is the main box. This is like my typical kind of like shipping during the wintertime from cold to hot environments or from hot to cold. And I did a little extra gel packs in this one just to show the stability, probably a little more. And then we're going to do some other boxes. All right, so before we put these outside, we did take a few breaks and gave these some time. So these have been sitting here packed up for about 20 minutes. And we already have some differences here. This one's reading 82.5, yep. And this is just the basic one. This is just a heat pack on top, insulation. And so there's actually some heat building up and getting down to that cup a little bit. And this room is roughly, what is it right now? Well, it says, well, that's, sorry, that's 79 degrees in the room. So the room's 79 degrees. And all the other boxes are right around 79. This one's 80 currently, and these are all ones with like gel packs. So we are seeing a difference. See, the gel pack is kind of neutralizing that heat, and it's not allowing it to build up too much. But again, now we're going to see what happens when we put these in a cold environment, and how the one with the no gel pack holds up the retaining temperature and keeping that cup warm versus the ones with the multiple gel packs. And the one thing I want to talk about is shipping during the summer, because primarily what we were talking about before is really just shipping during the wintertime or when it's cold and you're shipping from either a cold environment to cold environment, or from hot to cold environment, or from cold to hot environment. During the summer, the one thing I definitely ship with every time is a gel pack. And again, the gel pack is going to help maintain the temperature inside the box. So if the box does get exposed to a little more heat, and let's say you have a couple gel packs in there in that nice insulated box, it's really going to have a hard time heating that animal up, and this is going to protect your animal. And you can also use cryo packs too. Cryo packs work great as well. I like gel packs though, because you can get these fairly cheap and you can multiple them up. These ones, if I'm going to use them, I'm probably only going to use like 1 or 2 in a shipment, and if it's a really big shipment, then I might use like 3 or 4, depending on the size of the box. And when it comes to shipping like a species like western hognose, which is what I primarily ship, during the summer, if the lows are in like say the low 50s, mid 50s at the place I'm shipping from or the hub, and the highs are like in the 70s or 80s, I definitely wouldn't probably use a heat pack in those situations. Your hognose should have an empty stomach, when you're shipping them, so they shouldn't have anything really in their digestive tract, and they're able to, for their body temperature to drop a little bit, and that's not going to cause them any health issues at all. And the gel packs, again, being in there, say if the box does get exposed to like the lower mid 50s, and you have a couple gel packs in the box, these are going to help retain temperature, and the box inside is unlikely to go below like 65 or even 68 degrees in those kind of conditions. All right, we're about 6 hours, a little over 6 hours into the experiment. It's saying it's 35 degrees right now. This is heat pack on the side with gel packs. This is my like typical style shipping. Initially I had for some written on the side that I was going to do no gel pack. I don't know why I had that, but that's not the case. This one actually is getting gel pack. It's very heavy, so that's one where actually I put an additional gel pack in there. And it's at 62.6 degrees, being in over 6 hours of 34, 35 degree weather. And then this one is heat pack on the top, basic, no gel pack, just insulation, paper balled up on top of the cup with the heat pack on top. And that's 42.9. So look at that massive difference right there. That's heat with the side and gel pack. And now this one is heat pack on the top, just like this one, but this one's heat pack on the top, basic, no gel pack. This is heat pack on the top with gel pack. So the heat pack is taped to the top of the lid, and the gel packs are around the cup. And this one is just heat pack taped to the lid with no gel packs. And this one's 54.2 versus the one with no gel packs is 42.9. So that really shows you how those gel packs really help maintain the temperature inside the box. Now this is the one with the 60-hour heat pack with gel packs on the side, and it's 58.3. So the one that's actually the warmest is the one with the additional gel pack. The one that I just put 3 gel packs in. So that's pretty interesting. And again, these have been out for over 6 hours at roughly around 35 degrees. And if you were shipping hognose and they were stuck somewhere and you had them set up like this, actually all of them would definitely be fine. Even this one at like 43 degrees, that's pretty good. And when you're shipping too, again, these boxes aren't just being exposed to the elements the entire time. They're also, they're going between trucks, they're going on the cargo plane and everything like that. And those, places where they're putting them are actually warmer than the actual outdoor temperature. This is going to be replicating shipping your animals with a heat pack, or even shipping your animals and them being put somewhere a little warm with a heat pack. And so this kind of goes into the whole thing with shipping from cold to hot or hot to cold, and just anticipating what can possibly happen if your animals do get exposed to like a little improper temperatures or a little unexpected temperatures, I should say, for a short bit. And so these boxes here have 40-hour heat packs on the top. And what I'm going to be doing is one box with a deli cup inside. There's a deli cup in here, and this one has 2 gel packs in it. And the gel pack, I have one right on top, and then kind of like the bottom of the gel pack is kind of tucked between the cup, and then I have one gel pack right against the cup. And then this cup is going to have, or this box is going to have no gel pack. And so this one's 2 gel packs right here, and here we have no gel pack. And they're both going to get insulation. I'm going to use newspaper here, balled up. And then I'm going to put the tops on. And so these are ones with heat packs on the top. And so what I'm going to be doing here is showing what happens, because I'm going to put these boxes on the top of one of my rack systems, right where the temperature is around 80 degrees, 80. It should actually be closer like 81, 82. And so these are both reading right now roughly around 80 degrees. This one is reading 81. This one's reading 80. And I'm going to be keeping an eye on these and updating every probably 4 or 6 hours, or just like every few hours, and just to show the process. The one with the gel packs right here, it's definitely going to, since with these gel packs again, right here you got they're a very dense object. It's going to take a long time for these to heat up and also to cool down. So these are going to protect your animals from temperature changes, especially like over a slow period of time. It's going to really help here. And then we have cryo packs. Cryo packs, if they get cold, they'll generate heat. They'll bond, and the molecules in here will create some friction. It'll create heat for a short bit. But if I'm shipping in, say, hotter conditions, or where animals could possibly, basically just be going in the back of the truck where it could be warm, or if they get delayed, these aren't really going to come in that much, any handier than these. And these are 8 ounce, so you can get multiples of these for a lower price. The only thing that these don't do is, of course, they don't generate heat. But since they are large mass, they're really good at hanging on to heat and also hanging on to just like moderate temperatures. So these inside an insulated box makes it very difficult for your, inside the box to have or a fast temperature change. It's really going to slow it down at that temperature change. So I'm going to tape these up, and we're going to go from there. 2 hours ago we started this. All right, I have my Govee here up on these shelves, because this one was on an adjacent shelf on the same height. It's 82.6 degrees up here. It's been 2 hours. The one with 2 gel packs was only 84. The one with just a heat pack and no gel packs, this is why you gotta use gel packs, 92 degrees. So I'll tell a short story here. I had a hognose that got shipped to a guy in Arizona, and he ended up living in a really rural area, got stuck on a truck all day. The temperature there was 110 degrees. I'm sure the back of the truck was sweltering. I had 2 gel packs, and the snake was perfectly fine. If it didn't have any gel packs, I'm not so sure. And so I've never actually had a hognose ever get overheated or too cold in a shipment. I've never lost a hognose to date during shipping. And the gel packs, the nice thing is too, it doesn't matter how many you put in there. If it's like going to this place and it's like really hot and you're really nervous, just put in 3 or 4 gel packs. You can just mound the whole thing up with pretty much gel packs. and just have a small little bit of airflow in there. You don't need a lot. Reptiles and amphibians use nowhere near as much oxygen as a mammal or bird. So, you know, you can put a bunch of gel packs in there. Actually, it's reading more like 83 up here, so it's a little warmer. So the one with the 2 gel packs is only raised 1 degree, while the one with no gel packs is raised nearly 10 degrees. And you can even, like, you could put gel packs in one even cold. Like, if you want to put one in, like, yeah, like partially frozen and wrap it up, and then just put like a room temp gel pack on the other side, then a normal room temp gel pack underneath the hognose, just so it won't get overwhelmed with cold. But if you did something like that and you knew you were shipping to somewhere like Las Vegas and this thing was stuck in a truck all day, it would be fine. And the thing is, you can test these by, you know, doing experiments like putting them up here with gel packs, with a probe. If you are shipping somewhere really, you know, hot and you are worried about a delay, I would do like 3 gel packs. That box only has 2 gel packs. So 3 gel packs are going to have, you know, and adding an extra one, you're going to increase the temperature of, you know, shifting and changing by probably about 30%, because you're going to add basically a 33% extra volume of a gel pack by adding a 3rd one. And those gel packs, you know, they're very dense, so and they're an insulated box, so they take a long time to heat up, take a long time to cool down. The more you have, the more mass, the longer it's going to take for it to heat up. And the same in the reverse, the opposite. Yeah, and if you ship the hubs, and so that's the thing, you know, just shipping like, you know, with the anticipation of a problem happening. But usually nothing happens, so. And you can always ship right the hubs, and usually I do, especially in the hot weather conditions, and, you know, and then they always get there like on time.